I finally found an affordable lightweight e-bike carrier, and I emphasize lightweight because this one is about half as heavy as my old e-bike carrier and sturdy enough to carry a single e-bike up to 100 pounds. Or is it? Let's find out. This is the single e-bike carrier or bike rack from OUTFITR. It's designed to haul a single e-bike up to 100 pounds, and it's good for the fat tire e-bikes or even the oversized e-bikes like mine. I have the NCM Mountain e-bike, which has a 27.5-inch wheelbase, and as you can see, it fits just fine on here. Putting your bike on the rack for the first time is pretty straightforward, but there are a few things I'd like to point out. This rack, or this model, comes with a ramp, which is stored right here, and it has a hitch pin with a wire tether on it that's connected to this bolt right here. That's just so you never lose this hitch pin. It always stays with the rack. This model also comes with a folding vertical support bar here. That's just so you can fold this down and get into the back hatch of an SUV, and you don't have to worry about taking the rack off every time. When you're putting your bike on the base for the first time, you're going to think that it might be too big for the rack, but it's probably because this black piece is pushed all the way to the back and your back tire is just sitting on top of it. That's because this black piece needs to be in front of your back tire, and then you just put the strap around that and it holds nice and snug to that black piece and keeps it in place. Your front tire, that just drops right into this giant holder here, and you put the strap around and tighten it up. Both the straps have this rubber piece here, so you don't have to worry about damaging your rims or rubbing the paint off anything. And it's also held in place up here. This vertical piece here has an arm with a rubber claw type end on it, and I suggest putting that on the top bar of your frame or somewhere up high by your seat post. Mine fits perfectly right underneath my seat post clamp, so I like to have it right there. I also have this extra piece of Velcro just as a little insurance to keep it in place in case something bumps that lever there and that comes off. And that's about it. Like I said, just those few things I wanted to point out. Now we just need to see how it does on the road test. So let's take it out. Okay, we're taking the OUTFITR Single Ebike carrier on a road test. I got my bike all loaded up. We took it through some slow traffic in town. Now we got it out on the interstate and see how well it does on high speeds. And then we're gonna end up on a bumpy dirt road and see how steady it holds there. All right, we're pulling into a dirt road here. We're gonna do a little off-roading and see how well my bike holds up while we're driving on the rough terrain. I'm not gonna lie, that bumpy road test had me a little worried, but everything stayed put and nothing came loose. And I just drove over 40 miles on the interstate at 65 plus miles per hour and everything's still fine. I guess it's safe to say this carrier more than passed the road test. Okay, we only have about 5 pieces to put together here, so let's start with the front tire holder and make sure the side tapered part is on the bottom. We just need to get our socket here and tighten up these 4 bolts real good. I definitely suggest using a socket wrench to put this thing together faster. You're only going to need about 3 different sizes of sockets, so it's not too bad. Here's the part where you're going to think you're missing a piece, but OUTFITR gives you 2 simple little slider bolts that slide into the bottom of the track like so. Okay, I'm gonna go a little off of the instructions here. I'm gonna put the hitch piece in so I can get everything off the ground and do it this way. It's a little awkward putting this next piece on because you're gonna have to do it upside down, but it's got its advantages too. Yeah, like this, you can get the balance kind of like a scale. Wait till it stops tipping, and then you know you have the center right there. Now we'll put these nuts on. Now for this piece, take that off so you can see that how that goes on. And we need to make sure we put this on this side and not the other side. We've got a plastic washer right there, one on this side. And then we have one that goes on the other side. And then we have a metal plate that goes on top of that and goes in these little notches. I'll just screw this bolt on, get it in place. Tighten that up now. Good. This is made to move so we can fold it out of the way, so you can tighten it as tight as you want. It's still going to be able to move down, but that's not going to hurting the structure of it. It's just a piece that holds your bike frame straight. So you got to put this piece on right here. That's going to go facing the bike. So just go ahead and put it somewhere in the center for now, and we can adjust it when we get the bike on. All right, that's all in place and tight. And then we have the ramp. The ramp gets stored right here in the end. When we're not using it, it comes with a little hitch pin that we'll put it there. Keep it in place. There we go. All right, that's in place. Now we need to line up the holes on the hitch here. Right about there. Okay, now that we have the holes lined up, we can put our anti-wobble bolt in here. Get it started, and you're definitely going to want to use a socket for this because there's a lot of threads and it's pretty tight in there. Okay, that's good and tight. That's not going anywhere. Put the little pin in here, and that's it. To sum it up, I guess this single e-bike carrier from OUTFITR is perfect for my needs. It's sturdy, dependable, lightweight, easy to assemble, not a lot of parts, pretty affordable, and not to mention it passed all my road tests, so I think I'm gonna be holding on to this one for a while.